Well, we have some breaking news. As of right now, the National Guard will not be deploying to Portland, even though they were allowed to deploy, then they were not allowed to deploy, and officially there is no deployment as of right now.
Portland for quite some time. So what happened, Nick? They cleared out the Antifa caliphate?
Yeah, well, Jesse, they cleared out the camp, but this is not the first time they've done this, right?
Now, here's where things get interesting. Recently, the Portland police have decided to sweep up this entire encampment, start to arrest protesters, basically do their job. And many people are pointing out the only reason why the Portland police did that was in hopes that the National Guard will not be deployed to Portland. Now, the National Guard still has a chance to be deployed to Portland. That's going to be up to 11 judges. We'll get to that in a second. But first, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And I think people want to see what the heck is going on with Portland. Is the Guard coming in or not coming in? Okay, so first things first, this is another pause from the 9th Circuit Court. Basically, like it says, another pause on the deployment of the National Guard into Portland comes Tuesday evening as judges for the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals voted to have a larger panel of judges look at the case. And this is a larger panel. 11 judges will be looking at evidence from the Trump administration as to whether or not there is justification for the National Guard. Now, here's the thing. We have to remember, when we cover Portland, typically we're talking about one isolated area in Portland. However, this isolated area, like you see on the screen, this quite literally looks like a war zone. There's a reason why the ICE building is all boarded up, and that cost $200,000 alone. And so the justification that the Trump administration used is exactly what we've been covering for the last 4 months. The Portland police have not really been helping out. The entire building is destroyed, the windows are shattered, fires have been started, rocks have been thrown, it's total chaos. In fact, the Trump administration even talked about a guillotine that was put in front of the Portland Federal Building as a justification as to why we clearly need the National Guard in the area. So, here's where things get very tricky. Now, this legal battle started almost a month ago when President Donald Trump announced the deployment of the National Guard into Portland on his Truth social media account. The president said that the city was war-ravaged. The president also authorized full force when it comes to fighting immigration and customs enforcement, ICE facilities that are under attack by Antifa. So, basically, President Donald Trump talks about Portland as a whole being war-ravaged, and that's what these judges have to determine. Is there enough damage and chaos within this area of Portland and other areas of Portland that would justify sending in the National Guard?
And they came out, keep in mind, Jesse, on a Sunday. 140 days they had to clear this camp, and they decided not to. They decided not to until this random Sunday. So if you think government employees are coming out coincidentally on a Sunday to do this, then I don't know what to tell you. This is specifically because of the amount of attention we brought to the story out here and the fact that the National Guard, tomorrow, we're going to be hearing, they're going to be deciding whether or not they're going to rehear the case. And you can hear, they're still trying to harass me here on the sidewalk.
So that was Nick Sorter, and in the middle of that interview, he quite literally had a protester try to get in his face or get in the way of the interview. And Nick Sorter is like, okay, hold on. All of a sudden, the Portland police want to show up. Where have they been for the last 145 days? And many people, like we talked about before, are saying the Portland police are just trying to cover everything up as if nothing has happened. And this adds another complexity to this issue. Are the judges going to now look at what Portland looks like today? Everything seems to be cleared up. There's no more encampment. Or are we still going to look at all of the other evidence we've been covering for the last 145 days? And before we continue, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can keep you up to date with this Portland story. We have been covering it since day one, all the way back in June, and I want to make sure you guys are getting the best information out there. Now, continuing with this article, the federal government has been arguing that federal officers at the ICE facility in South Portland are under attack, while the city of Portland and the state of Oregon have been arguing that officers have control of the situation. And again, this is where we go into this nuance, because within the last 145 days, federal agents had a pretty good case that they haven't been getting any help. Considering the building that they're defending, the entire building has nearly been destroyed, and there's a $4.5 million price tag to defend the building some more. Add in some more cameras, add in barriers, things like that. It's not like all of a sudden federal agents are just getting this help. No, they've been needing the help, and this was the justification the Trump administration has been using. So I have no idea how these judges are going to look at everything, because when the Trump administration is saying federal agents are getting no help, and now it looks like Portland police are helping, and then the Trump administration says, well, people are blocking the roadway, and now no one's blocking the roadway, I don't know how that's going to work, because there's plenty of video evidence that suggests in favor of the Trump administration federal agents have been getting no help. We've covered this on my YouTube channel, but recently, within the last few days, the Portland police have been coming in and helping.
Trying to come at me, my security is having to put them back. It's crazy out here, Jesse, when you have the Portland government trying to say that it's peaceful out here, when I'm not even allowed to be on a sidewalk and record, minding my own business without people trying to attack me.
Wow. All right.
And keep in mind here, you've got you've got this safe house down the street here where violent criminals go to hide and to evade police at Antifa safe house. And police say it's too unsafe for them to go in there.
And so this is where things also get interesting for those 11 judges. Are they going to add into the fact that Antifa is now a domestic terror organization? And if the Trump administration is going to be labeling people as Antifa, and there's a safe house down the road belonging to Antifa, you would think that this is enough validity or enough evidence for the Trump administration to send in the National Guard. But at the end of the day, apparently it's going to be up to judges. But I do want to throw out there, at the very beginning of this story back in June, Antifa was not technically a domestic terror organization. The Trump administration did not find them favorable, but now they are in a new category or classification. Domestic terror organization is quite a big deal.
Here, a business.
I'll say that one more again.
Why can't, if Portland police knows where the safe house is, and they know there's a bunch of gnarly guys, probably with warrants, why can't they just raid the safe house and clean it out?
That's exactly what they said, Jesse. Is when they are called and told that somebody,
I mean, how much more proof do you need that when Nick Sorter is doing this interview, you have a police officer in the background trying to stop a protester interrupting this interview?
They went to individual that went in and hit Katie Davenport, for example. Mm-hmm. When that person went and hid in that safe house, the Portland police actually told her on the phone that it was too unsafe for them to go in there. Yeah. So I guess that's why. That would be one reason that I would guess. And other than that, they don't want to piss these people off. I believe that top brass out here are afraid of the political ramifications of taking on Antifa. Now, the question is, what happens after this National Guard order and decision comes out of the appeals court down here? Yeah. Do they just allow them to all of a sudden rebuild the camp immediately? Is that what's going to happen?
And this is an argument from the Trump administration. The Trump administration is saying, well, the Portland police don't have enough police officers to actually assist federal agents as far as broader missions and really also protecting the federal building. But yet, here we are, we're going to go through another vote, and judges are going to determine whether or not this is the justification to send in the National Guard. Now, where we also get another curveball is that the city of Portland anticipated that the National Guard will be deployed to Portland. So you have something called 37719. I highly advise, if you have the time, go through this, because I think you'll be shocked how divisive this policy is when it comes to the Portland police, even working with federal agents. So to me, I actually think the Portland City Council did not do themselves a favor with the sanctuary status policy. But basically in the policy, we're not going to go through all the details. In the policy, it talks about how the Portland police cannot work with federal agents if it has anything to do with deportations. But 37719 is so vague, this means that the Portland police cannot even make sure that the roadways are clear if federal officers are also walking into the roadway and they're wanting to move vehicles in and out of their ICE facility. That could be seen as assisting in deportation operations, because I want to tell you guys something. I don't think a lot of people realize this. The federal building we're talking about here, this is an active working federal building. This is not like a symbolic building. This is a legitimate building where detainees, they live here. Federal agents are operating. This is a place of work. This is where ICE agents come in and come out. So the point is, if federal agents are trying to transport illegal immigrants into this detention facility and the roadway needs to be blocked off from protesters, the Portland police cannot do that according to Portland's own policy. So I don't know how judges are going to evaluate this or even know this exists.
Only going to last a few days. Have they decided, we're going to enforce these rules just until hopefully the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals rules that the block can stay in place?
All right, Nick, you stay safe. I know there's a bunch of guys trying to harass your shot. Just stay out of trouble, and we'll go back.
Yeah, in the middle of the interview, again, Nick Sorter is being attacked. We're actually friends with the bodyguard, Ryan. Ryan was out there trying to tell the protester, just please stay out of the shot, stop trying to bother Nick. But to Nick's point, he's asking a very valid question. Are the Portland police officers just in the area momentarily as we go through this judicial process? And then when the court maybe says no National Guard, are they just going to disappear, or are they going to stick around? We have no idea, but as of right now, I am here to update you with this breaking news. The National Guard is still on standby.
I like to look back a bit. A lot has happened, really, over the last few weeks. On September 28th, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth sent you a memo directing the federalization of these 200 members of the Oregon Guard. What were your thoughts when you received this? Was this a surprise to you?
No, it wasn't a surprise. We had anticipated it a bit, I think, so we didn't know what the number was going to be. But when we received the memo, we immediately went into action.
So even the National Guard is prepared to go into Portland, and he even said, no, we anticipated, we were ready to go. And the training is all ready. There just needs to be a green light from the judges to allow the National Guard to come in. Now, as I make this video, this is all breaking news. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe more federal agents are just going to flood the area. In fact, according to Kristi Noem, there will be 4 times more federal agents. If you do not allow the 200 National Guard members to go into Portland, you're going to be getting more federal agents. So you can take your choice here. So that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, I really thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure to please subscribe. Make sure to please like the video. And again, like I always say, please pray for peace. We need peace in this country, and we always advocate for peace on my channel. Thank you.